Hey everyone, I'm here to talk to you today about writing, which is my favorite topic in the world. So I always knew that I wanted to be a writer, and many of you know that I am a writer now, yay. But what most of you probably don't know is that I didn't think I could be a writer because I thought that people who wrote had to have these big credentials and certificates and degrees. And I didn't realize that writing is something that can be learned and that there are many, many places that will take writing from somebody that has no contacts and no prior writing experience and has a good story or has something important to share. And I get a lot of emails and questions about publishing and what do you do if you want to write a book, or how do you get an article somewhere. And so I thought I would do a class where I share what it takes to write and publish. And even above that, that anybody can do it with the right tools, with putting some work in, um, with being willing to learn, because I certainly have become a much, much better writer over the years because I've learned all of these tricks, and I've practiced, and I've written, and I've kind of figured things out. And those are the things I want to share with you. If you're interested in writing, if you've wondered about, hey, what if I want to share this, or how do I do this, or could I even do this? That's what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be a live class, but you'll be able to grab the replay. I'm going to do a Q&A, and I'm going to talk to you about what types of things you can write. Articles, books, all kinds of different things. How you actually get that published if you want to get it published, who you send it to, how you send it, what do you say when you send it, and really about the entire process. The other thing that I want to talk about a little bit is how writing helps us understand and make meaning of what we're going through or what we're interested in. So I always wanted to write a book. I never, ever wanted to write about healing. But writing actually really supported my healing process because it is a way of moving energy and moving trauma and stress and misunderstanding and confusion and fear through you. As you write, you actually start to understand things better. And that is something that's really, somebody's calling it. It's not about writing, so I am just going to mute this. So if that's something you're called to, really moving that creative energy can help, especially with heart chakra, with solar plexus, with just a lot of our different, like a lot of our chakras that are linked to old stories and beliefs and how we understand the world can be really helpful. It's not a reason to write, but if you're already called to write, it's a bonus. So I hope that you'll join me. I'm going to give you a tip today so you can start right now if you want to. One of the misconceptions I had about writing is that I had to know what the piece or the book or the article or whatever was going to be about from the start, and it had to be all planned out. Now, I spent a lot of years trying to plan out the things that I wrote, including all my books, and none of my books turned out as planned. And I think it's okay to brainstorm and get ideas and maybe do a rough outline. But what I want you to do, if you have any inkling, any feeling that you want to write, is to give yourself permission to not write anything in order and not know what you're going to write about before you start. I always write in what I call snippets, which is little paragraphs, a sentence here, a sentence there, and I open a document and I just come to it and I write whatever part of the story or whatever information I have that comes to me. Most of the time, I don't even know where it's going to go. But this really is a great way to start your writing process, because if you are insistent on knowing what something's going to be about and how it's going to go and all of that, then you often won't start. And you often will get so frustrated that it's not quote unquote working. But for me, I always write my way into a story or write my way into an article, which is just starting with random snippets, random paragraphs, a thought that sometimes end up in the piece and sometimes don't. But if you feel like you want to start writing, I want to give you permission today to write anything or write 50 different things all on the same page. But to start writing, that actually opens your creative pathways to really let it all out onto the paper. If you start to get too much in your head with writing, then what needs to come out won't be able to flow, because we start to micromanage it or tell ourselves it doesn't make sense, or that won't work, or this is bad writing. My writing is, don't tell my editors. My writing is so bad when I start, it's horrific. Like a lot of times I write a sentence and half of it literally says blah, 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 blah. So it's okay to put things on the page that don't make sense, that you're never going to use, but just starting to write in small paragraphs, a line here and there, and snippets is the way to start. I'm going to help you kind of shape and organize that when we are together in class. We're going to do 90 minutes and we're going to learn all about how to channel those ideas into actual projects and how to take it from start to finish. And the finish can be just for you, or it can be to actually get in the world and share. So I hope you'll join me to talk about my very favorite topic in the world, and to understand that if you want to write and that's in you, you can do it, and I will help you. I hope to see you in class. Bye.